Hello children. In this video, we are going to see derivatives of functions in parametric form. Before that, we have seen what is implicit and explicit functions. Yes? You remember what was implicit and explicit functions? Your explicit functions were what? Suppose if I can write any function y directly in terms of x. Okay, that means suppose it is y equal to suppose x square plus 2, right? That means y I can write completely in terms of x. That function is called as your explicit function. Suppose the function it is something x plus cos of xy plus 7 equal to y. If this is the function, can I write y as only in the terms of x? I cannot, because here we have cos of xy. Okay, so such functions were called as implicit function. Okay, and we have seen how to find the derivatives of implicit functions. Now we'll see that how we have to find the derivative of a parametric function. Now for a parametric function, that means that two functions, your x and y, will be expressed in any other parameter. Okay, that means x will be expressed in terms of some variable t. Also, your y will be expressed in terms of variable t. It is not in terms of variable t only. You can make use of any other alphabets. It may be expressed in terms of theta. It may be expressed in terms of m. Okay. Now let us see how to find the derivatives of parametric form. Now here it is. Suppose we have been given that x and y are expressed in terms of t, where t is the given parameter. Then your dy by dt, how can I write dy by dt? By using chain rule, can I write it as dy by dx into dx by dt? Okay, that means my dy by dx, will it be equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt? Yes, that means in order to find dy by dx, what we need to find? We need to find separately dy by dt and dx by dt. Okay, so that is the step to be followed. Clear? So this is what we need to find. Where here dx by dt should not be equal to 0. Otherwise this becomes, if this is 0, that will be not defined. Okay, so dy by dt, that is nothing but your g dash of t, and this is nothing but your f dash of t. Okay, I'll see the first example. Find dy by dx if x is equal to at square and y is equal to 2at. Okay, now here the parametric function is given to be what? It is given to be in terms of t. Your a is a constant term. Okay, so in this case, what we have to find? We have to find dy by dx. Now in order to find dy by dx, what should be done? First, consider your x and y as whatever they have been given. Then find separately what is your dx by dt and find what is your dy by dt. Okay, and then divide your dy by dt by dx by dt. Okay, so you'll be getting it as dy by dx. I'll be having as derivative of 2at with respect to t, it is equal to 2a, and derivative of at square with respect to t, I'll be getting it as 2at. Okay, and dy by dx is nothing but what? Dy by dt by dx by dt. So I'll be getting dy by dx as 2a by 2at. After simplification, we will get the answer as 1 by t. Okay. Clear? It is simple. Just check whether the given function is in parametric form. Then first take the derivatives with respect to your that given parameter and then find your required answer. Okay? See the next one. Find dy by dx if x is equal to a cos theta and y is equal to a sin theta. Now can you tell what is the parameter here? Yes, the parameter is your theta. That means what we have to find? We have to find separately your dx by d theta and dy by d theta. Okay? So here it is, x is equal to a cos theta, y equal to a sin theta. Find dx by d theta and dy by d theta. Okay, so dy by dx I'll be getting as dy by d theta by dx by d theta. Substitute, you'll get the answer as minus of cot theta. Okay, next is find dy by dx if x is equal to a into theta plus sin theta and a into 1 minus cos theta. So what should be done? Find your dy by d theta as well as dx by d theta. Okay. So accordingly, dx by d theta it will be a is a constant. Derivative of theta with respect to theta is 1 and derivative of sin theta with respect to theta is cos theta. Similarly, we can find the derivative of dy by d theta. Okay. And then find what is your dy by dx. Now here, some of you may think that this is the last answer. Yes, sin theta by 1 plus cos theta. Okay, no problem. But the same question, if it comes for your MCQ, it may not be given in the same format. Okay, so what you should do is, your sin theta, I can make use of here sin 2 theta. What is sin 2 theta? It is 2 sin theta cos theta. Angle becomes half. Similarly, what is your 1 plus cos 2 theta? 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. There also the angle becomes half. So, using that, we can write it as sin theta as 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 divided by 2 cos square theta by 2. Clear? I have just made use of your identities. Sin 2 theta and 1 plus cos 2 theta. Clear? So now here cos 1 cos will cancel, 2 and 2 will get cancelled, and then sin by cos is nothing but tan. So answer, the final answer you'll be having as tan of theta by 2. Is that clear? Okay. So in case of MCQ you may have given the answer as tan theta by 2. So the answer is this. Now see the next question. This is the question in your text itself. You have to find dy by dx if x raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 is equal to a raised to 2 by 3. Now see what they have done is they have made use of parametric form. They have written here x and y in terms of sine and cos, that too in terms of parameter theta. But instead of this, now since it was given in the text, I have just shown how they have done. They have used x as a cos cube theta and y as a sine cube theta, and then they have simplified and they got the answer as minus of cube root of y by x. But the same question, if we do it as, see what is it, x raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 is a raised to 2 by 3. X raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 is equal to a raised to 2 by 3. The same question, if we try it by using our simple method, that is what, I have to find dy by dx. That means what to do? just differentiate it with respect to x. Yes, so what it will be here? Derivative of x raised to 2 by 3, it will be what? It is x raised to n form. So 2 by 3, x raised to 2 by 3 minus 1. So is it minus 1 by 3? Yes. Plus similarly it is 2 by 3, sorry, 2 by 3 into y raised to, again it will be minus 1 by 3. But since we are taking with respect to x, it should be multiplied with dy by dx, and your right hand side it will be equal to what? 0, since it is a constant. And try to find what is your dy by dx. So within 2 to 3 steps you will get the answer without using that parametric form. Understood? So that question you can solve by using direct method. No need of using parametric form. Okay, because the same thing, it won't be means it won't strike in your mind whether what should be taken. So if it is direct, you can directly use the derivative. Okay, and check after simplifying whether you are getting the same answer as they have got in the text. Okay, so the next question, it is x equal to sine cube t by square root of cos 2t. Y is also given as cos cube t by square root of cos 2t. Again here we have to find dy by dx. Okay, now dy by dx, again here x and y, they have been given in terms of what? Parameter t. So what should be found first? We have to find here dx by dt and dy by dt. Is that clear? Okay, so x I have written, y I have written. I have considered here x first. So dx by dt, since it is of your u by v form, can we make use of your quotient rule? What was the quotient rule? Denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator by denominator square. Okay, the same thing. So denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator by denominator square. Is that clear? So after simplifying, I'll be getting derivative of sine cube t is what? It is of x raised to n form. So derivative will be 3 sine square t, again d by dt of sine t. Okay, then this as it is, again derivative of, it is root of cos 2t. Derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. So make use of that rule here. Again it is not standard form, so again it should be multiplied with derivative of cos 2t. Okay, so simplify it and you'll get it as, this will be the simplification. Okay, and see after that, here I have denominator as 2 into root of cos 2t. So what can I do is just multiply that throughout to your numerator. Okay, so after simplifying, will I get it as 3 here? Here 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Okay, so I have to just multiply it by root of cos 2t. So will I get this as a simplified form? Okay, so this is the value of your dx by dt. Similarly, consider y and find what is dy by dt. I am not explaining that dy by dt here. So after simplification, you will get the value of dy by dt as minus 3 cos square t sin t cos 2t plus cos cube t into sin 2t by cos 2t raised to 3 by 2. Okay, now we have dx by dt as well as dy by dt. What is the next step? Find your dy by dx. Okay, so dy by dx, it is nothing but, it will be a dy by dt by dx by dt. Substitute it. This will get cancelled. 1 sin t will get cancelled. 1 cos t will get cancelled. Okay. And then you'll be having it as, this will be the simplified form. Right. Now, after simplifying it inside, I'll be getting it as cos t into 3 minus 4 cos square t divided by sin t into 3 minus 4 sin square t. Now here don't write it as sin, cos by sin as cot, just you can multiply it inside, okay? Or if you're just going to stop here, then also no problem, okay? But if I want to simplify it again further, cos t I can multiply inside the bracket, and I'll be getting it as, this minus sign I have taken it outside. So minus of 4 cos square t minus, it should be cos cube, okay? Because cos t into cos square, it will be cos cube. So it will be minus of 4 cos cube t minus 3 cos t by 3 sin t minus of 4 sin cube t. Okay, and hence is that nothing but the formula for your cos 3t and denominator as sin 3t. Yes, so after simplification, my answer it will be minus of cot 3t. Is that clear? Okay, so the next again, we have been given x as root of a raised to sin inverse t and y as root of a raised to cos inverse t. We have to show dy by dx is equal to minus of y by x. So consider your x and y separately. Find dx by dt. Parameter is t. dy by dt. Now this you can either take it as what? By your usual derivative, or it will be easier if I take log on both the sides. Yes. So consider my x as root of a raised to sin inverse t. Now take your log on both the sides, and hence log of x equal to log of root of sin inverse t. Now what should be done? We have to find dx by dt. So take the derivative with respect to t. So derivative of log x will be what? 1 by x. Since it is with respect to t, it is multiplied with dx by dt. Again, derivative of log of root of a raised to sin inverse t, it will be what? 1 by root of a raised to sin inverse t, but it is not again our standard form. So again, by using chain rule, it should be multiplied with d by dt of your root of a raised to sin inverse t. Now whether this root, can I write it as log of a raised to sin inverse t raised to 1 by 2? Yes, so it will be 1 by 2 into log of a raised to sin inverse t, and then you can take the derivative. That will be easier way. Okay, that is what I have done it here, and then differentiate it with respect to t. Okay, again, what is the derivative of your sin a raised to sin inverse t? You have to make use of your a raised to x form. Derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x log a. So using that, I'll be getting it as a raised to sin inverse t into log a, but this is not in terms of standard form. So again, by chain rule, I have to multiply by its derivative. Derivative of sin inverse is, it is nothing but what? 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Now here it will be 1 by root of 1 minus t square. Okay, so this will be my dx by dt. Okay, I have just taken that x to the right hand side. Now instead of substituting the value, you can keep x as it is itself, because if you have seen the question, we have to write in terms of y and x. Okay, so if you are not substituting the value of x, then also no problem. Similarly, find what is your dy by dt. Okay, I have simplified here and I have found what is dy by dt. Then dy by dx, it will be what? Dy by dt by dx by dt. So just substitute the values. Both are the same, so it will be cancelled and you'll get the answer as minus y by x. Okay, and that is what we need to prove. Hope this is clear to you. Okay, so parametric form is clear to you. Thank you.